I would say let's have a look on the next customer presentation, which is, by the way, live with us. Our second speaker is Gero Hohenleitner. He is IT project manager at Zumtobel. Gero, it's great to have you with us today. Thanks a lot for being with us. And I'd like to hand over to you, if possible.
Yes, of course. Thank you very much. So thank you very much for the opportunity to give you a short insight on our project Digital Factory. But first things first, I would like to start with a short presentation of the Zumtobel Group. So if you are not a customer yet, then just give you a short introduction of the Zumtobel Group. So all in all, we are around about 6,000 employees worldwide, with around about 5,000 patents every year, which shows you that we are very innovative company, and so we have 70 years of experience in the light competence. So overall, we have our value chain, where you can show that we can start from the components to the connected lighting solutions. So we make the whole luminaire. But we are not only into luminaires, we are, of course, with LED modules, LED drivers, so global material shortage, you already mentioned it, but also sensors, controls, hardware, software, light management, lighting solutions, services, and solutions on this side. We are working mainly in Europe with our plants. So you can here see the lighting segment. So the group consists of two parts, the lighting segment and the component segment with Tridonic, with the components regarding the LED modules. And therefore, we have a lot of plants here in Europe, but also in Asia and, of course, in the United States. Our Digital Factory project focuses on 4 plants of the lighting segment here in Europe. So we start with a pilot and create a template starting in Dornbirn here in Austria. Afterwards, we want to roll out this template in the rest of Europe, so Spanimore, Lemgo, and Niš in Serbia. So what do we want to do? What is our goal of the project Digital Factory? We want to have a digital value chain. So we start with 3 main parts. We want to have a production planning with conOS. It's an add-on from ConCircle. I think we will hear later from Konrad Fadenhauer about it, where we have the production planning. I'll later show you some slides about it with some screenshots. Furthermore, we want to have the extended warehouse management, which helps us from inbound delivery over production to outbound delivery. And last but not least, we have the manufacturing execution system for the production execution. So we want to have a digital value chain where we have the full value flow, and we can have analytics and planning within the SAP Analytics Cloud. So where do we come from? So this is where we started, or where we are right now. This is our ZLS. It's all around the 20 years old. It's a Zumtobel Leitstand system. It worked very well in the last 20 years, but now it's end of life, and we want to replace it with SAP and conOS from ConCircle Solutions. So in detail, where do we want to be? Let's start in the right corner. We want to have a detailed scheduling with conOS from ConCircle. We want to have on-time delivery or better on-time delivery. We want to be better regarding the available to promise and missing parts checks. We want to have exception handling involved and definite capacity planning with conOS. Within the logistics execution, within the extended warehouse management, we want to have production staging on the shop floor. We want to have an automated warehouse integration with the MFS. And of course, we want to have mobile applications with handhelds, with scanners, mobile solutions, where we can help the logistic colleagues to be better regarding logistics activities in the execution part. And of course, finished good handling units. Within the manufacturing execution in SAP, regarding the production execution, we want to be able to increase our traceability. We want to help the operators and the workers on the shop floor and guide them through the production. And we want to have in-process quality control with integrated quality management possibilities within some Fiori apps regarding the QM notification app, the QM result recording app, and things like that. And of course, we want to increase our productivity. So here are some screenshots from our side, where we can just see on the right side, on the right corner, the corners, where we here, for example, have some overcapacity planned on one machine, and therefore we can make it visible now and can be better in our planning, the production side. In the lower part, you can see our extended warehouse management. So this is a screenshot from the system we implement right now. And this is something we want to be more in the mobile world. We want to have it on handhelds and mobile devices so that the logistic colleagues can do it while driving on their forklift, for example. And of course, the manufacturing execution system. What you see here in the screenshot is a production operator dashboard, where we have for each luminaire, we have one SFC. SFC stands for shop floor control, where we can guarantee that the traceability regarding batch materials, must trace components is guaranteed. And we have the time arrangement. So when did luminaire production start? When does it stop, for example, because an unexpected downtime on the machine? And when is it finished? So we have the target times and can be better regarding the planning. At this moment, I have a short video from you where this was a lot of slides. So I just want to show you how it would look like in the factory when we go live with the digital factory. So please, Mats up. Thank you very much. So how do we want to get there? We follow an agile approach. With our partner ConCircle, we want to be agile in this aspect. So we started nearly 8 months ago with an agile approach with some sprints. In total, we have 6 sprints in the project. For the first go live, so we have 2 go lives in our project. Each sprint is around about 8 weeks. And it, of course, begins with a backlog where we have some user stories, and the user story describes what we want to do in our project. Then we have some preparation for each user story. So we decide in which sprint we want to work with which user story and what do we want to do within this user story. Then after it's clear what has to be done in the user story together with ConCircle, they start implementing together with us from CorpIT. After this, we go over with testing. So first an internal test from ConCircle, then an external test on our side, and then we have the training and cut over. So we follow an agile incremental approach regarding the testing with key user trainings and train the trainer principles. After this, we have a verify and review phase, and after this, next sprint is ongoing. So this is our timeline. And we are right now, as you can see, within the sprints. So every sprint, again, of effort estimation and release, conception and implementation, and of course, testing and training. So this is a short insight from the ConCircle project management tool we work with. And we are really looking forward to now finish sprint 4 and are on our target gate to have the next 2 sprints running so that we can have a go live by end of February with our digital factory located in Dornbirn. So what we learned as we have the Agile methodology implemented in our project so far, 3 key success factors. First of all, Integration is key. So we have international people together with our colleagues from Niche, Spanimore, and Lemgo, and we work closely together in internal process alignment meetings to have an aligned process landscape. The processes are aligned and the systems, of course, are well aligned. Second, Agile methodology helps us to do the right things at the right time. So for example, we started to recognize that conOS, the planning tool from ConCircle, can go live earlier than expected. So we can go live by next week instead of waiting for more months and go live in February with conOS. The rest, extended warehouse management and manufacturing execution system, we will have go live end of February with the main parts and some not necessary parts then end of May. And third, key success factor from our side so far, we have an experienced project team with end-to-end process knowledge, especially internal from our colleagues from CIT, from the colleagues from the business, but of course with the best practice approach from ConCircle, the external colleagues as well. So this was a short overview from my side. Handle back to Eddie.
Gero, we received quite a lot of questions. I just picked up one. Are you planning to, let's say, make it a global template for all the sites? And how would you, let's say, tackle this topic, as you know, you have certainly variances across each and every site?
Mm-hmm. So we want to have, of course, we want to have a template approach. We want to have it in Dornbirn. Afterwards, we want to have it in Niche, Lemgo, and Spanimore. So we do not want to have it right now in the first wave in Les Andelys and in UK, because we say, okay, first of all, we had the situation that we started with the project during Corona, during the epidemic crisis. So we said, okay, we cannot travel to the United States. And furthermore, for Les Andelys, we said, okay, this wouldn't be sufficient because when we have the production operator dashboard in the MES system, we have it in German and in English, and that's fine from the first side. And then afterwards, we can move it to French.
Okay, cool. Thanks a lot, Gero. Again, I'd like to thank you for your precious time, and I'd like to continue cautious of time with the next steps of the program. Now I'd like